I really don't want to be here, but here we are nonetheless. Yo, new day, new day. Yeah, it is just another Thursday. I have very little reason to not want to do this. I have been to work for a whole of, get a load of this, 10 hour or 9 hours. Yeah, wow, poor me, right? I don't even know. I am just. I don't know. I'm trying to come up with an excuse to why I am so fucking tired, and don't want to be here. But I have nothing. I have absolutely nothing. It was just the vibe of today, you know. Some days just have a vibe. It was foggy outside. It was cold. It was dark. I have been alone at work for basically the entire day because there has been absolutely no customers, nothing to do really, and my I was about to say my crew member, my god damn it, my coworker just kind of sat there for like 2 solid hours straight. And then went down and did fuck all down in, you know, basement, our dragon's hoard of food that we have. So, like, a solid, like, maybe half of the day I spent just alone, I guess. And that is very tiring, it seems. I don't know, man. I didn't want to go over there and say, yo, get in the kitchen, woman, so that I can sit down. I don't know, that just felt kind of wrong. That might just be me. So yeah, all this, I don't know. I've also just, I don't know. I've been so bored. Let's actually jump on a tangent so I don't just fumble around here. I have been so bored that I downloaded an emulator, a Nintendo DS emulator, that I can play games. I play games on my phone. Yes, I do have games on my phone. So I've downloaded that. It was actually, I thought about doing it for like a good while now, but it was surprisingly easy. Not really surprised about that, but you know, it was very fucking easy. It was just download an emulator and download some games and, you know, combine them, boom, beam, bam, bop, and then you have some games running on the emulator. Wow, that is such a surprise, right? So I've begun playing Pokemon Platinum, which is pretty good. It is pretty solid. I have never actually defeated or, you know, gotten through Pokemon Platinum, so I guess it's about time I go actually fucking do that. The haters might point out that I do, like, why don't I just play through fucking Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, that are basically just remakes on the Switch. But to that I have the saying that I think this game is just better. I gotta be honest. Platinum is better than remade Pearl or Diamond. First of all, why didn't they just remake Pokemon Platinum? Like, Platinum is such an upgrade from Diamond and Pearl, you know, in the first place. So why remake the worst games? It's not even really a remake. I gotta be honest, that's like, you know, if it would be passable if they just made the games but better and newer because they have the opportunity to do so. That would be fine. That would be completely fine by me. But the issue is, they literally just made the same game. Not as in, you know, it's a very similar game that takes place in the same world. No, that's the purpose, right? But these motherfuckers over at Nintendo took Diamond and Pearl and just straight up copied all the code and made like little chibi versions of every like Pokemon and the characters. By the way, they look fucking horrible. I love the 2D art style way better. They had way more personality than now. Now they're just like husks of themselves. You know, that's a very general thing I have just for 3D versus 2D. Like in general, it's just 3D. It just sucks the soul out of every single one of the Pokemon. They are so lifeless, even though you can see more of them. They're more realistic. That drains them of so much like life in terms of just imagining, because the magic part of Pokemon was that you could just imagine all of the different ones, like how they would behave, how they look, because they only had like they had two different sprites, one in front, one in back, and then maybe you were lucky they could like open and close their mouths when they said a noise. And that was basically it. Then you had the Pokédex to like see their behavior, but no, now you have like entire, like very badly made 3D models. Not really optimized. It's mostly the eyes, I think, is the biggest problem, but also just it's just uncanny at some points. It feels like they regressed to like. The only thing I can think of is 2004 fucking 3D games when they tried to make things 3D. They made the exact same thing, but they didn't fuck up the coloring. That's basically what Pokemon is now. Is 2004. I am about to die. Is like 2004's graphics, but like slightly better. It is horrible. It is absolutely fucking horrible. So not only is that worse, but the game is also fucking atrocious. Not atrocious, but it's when you make a remake, you have certain expectations, right? For example, getting a different game is one of my things that I expected. But no, nothing. Like, maybe some kind of Easter eggs is also on my list of things I would like to see in a remake. Maybe like different ending, if even that, But no, nothing. It was the exact same game with the exact same bugs in the coding, and I'm not sure where I saw it, but I saw at some point a screenshot of, okay, this is some, under the surface level of the iceberg, right? There was a Darkrai event where you could go get Darkrai in like, some sort of localized version of the game in Japan, because of course it's fucking Japanese, the fucking yapsers are... let us move on and before I cancel myself in front of my like 2 followers. Yeah, so this Darkrai event, you could only get Darkrai in this game. Darkrai was from this generation, I'm pretty sure. You could only get Darkrai, however, from this event, which obviously a lot of people didn't get to do. But they still had the map of Darkrai, and essentially Darkrai was still out there. The little platform you find the legendaries just chilling on. That's always been kind of goofy. Like, all the legendaries are just kind of chilling, like waiting in a cave, like just kind of waiting to be caught. Like fucking, you just go into a cave at some observatory or something. You see Zapdos just kind of chilling, waiting. I guess Zapdos makes sense because there's like a little bit of lore. It's like a electrical facility, but okay, that was a bad example. Articuno, he's just sitting there. that's pretty funny. It's not really something it's not a gripe I have with the games, but it's a funny thing, right? But essentially, that place, that was in Diamond and Pearl, right? I'm pretty sure it wasn't even in Platinum. It was only in Diamond and Pearl. And that was obviously supposed to be fixed. There was a glitch where you could what the fuck is it called? Goldenrod? No, that's in Gen 2. In, like, the first big city... Viridian? Nah, Viridian feels wrong. In the first big city that you get to in Gen 4, you can go and just go in a circle or something and then walk out onto eternity for, like, walk into the void, essentially. You glitch out of the map and walk into the void, and you go walk for, like, 40,000 blocks. Something very specific, and then you go, like, another 60,000 to the north, to the up, right? And it's fucking baffling that they didn't even change that. At least I don't think they did, because I've seen that exact place where Darkrai spawns in the art style of BDSP, Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl. Not very shining anymore, eh? Would you leave a like and a subscribe for that comment? Oh, god damn it. Shit. So, that's I don't know. I don't even know if I'm just, spreading false information here, but that's, in my soul, that is what has been going on. So, that is, now I have finally justified to myself after like 10 minutes why I haven't played the remakes. So let's talk about the things I've actually played, which is not a lot, I gotta be honest, because I still had to work while playing this emulator game. It's just something to do on the side, especially now in January, where, in the fucking restaurant business, there's not a lot of people going out and spending money after they've already spent all their money on Christmas stuff. That reminds me, I am still broke. Womp womp. It happens. God damn it, get down here. So... So, essentially, all I have done is pick a starter, pick out, like, a few members of the team that I want, and then nothing else. I've gotten through the tutorial of just, catching the Pokemon. Just getting a tour of, hey, here is the Poke Center, here is the... No, I don't want to play fucking Marvel Rivals, go away.
Who's that?
Bah. What the frick? Night, Govik. So yeah, essentially all I've done is just the tutorial. That is all. I've seen where the Pokemon Center is. I've picked up my rival, gave him the name fucking Pooh Face, because that is of course the name you're gonna give your rival. That is the only obvious name. It was all. It's also, r/perfect fit of the names that could be there. Can you die? Thank you. So yeah, I'm also, I don't know. It's kind of weird with, sitting there playing on your phone, because the buttons are kind of in the middle of the screen, right? There's not really much you can do about it. The fucking back buttons, the left button, right button, or left back, right back. I don't know. I don't really know what they're. The RB, LB, left back, right back. I don't fucking know. They're just kind of there on the screen, on top of, like, everything else you need to press, and, on top of the screen that you need, like, the touchscreen screen. Of course, everything is a touchscreen on fucking phone. I haven't even checked. It wouldn't make sense if there was any, like, touchscreen in terms of the upper screen. This feels so schizo, but there is a clear red thread in my thoughts right now. So, Yeah, all of the I'm not even I haven't even left like Sand Gem Town, the first town of Professor Birch is his name. No, Professor Rowan. Birch is second gen. These are basically the only two I've played, so forgive me for getting them mixed up. That's probably also why I said Goldenrod. Oh well. God damn it. I probably should have healed before the sisters battle. Oh well. Well, I guess this was a nice run. I still don't want to be here, so I'm actually fine with dying. But I guess I can hold out a little bit and pretend that I chose when I died. That is 100% false information. So the team right now is consistent of Turtwig, who is eventually gonna grow into a Torterra. Torterra being one of my, if not my favorite, like, final stage evolved starter. Fucking goated. I love Torterra. He is the goat. Only contender really being, who's the only contender? I don't even know. I'm like scanning through. I hoped something would come to me. Nothing came to me. My favorite starter of all time is Oshawott, which might seem like an odd pick because like who the fuck likes Oshawott? Oshawott is pretty goated. He just has that vibe. Even though I like Duwad even more. Samurott is kinda mid, I gotta be honest, but Samurott, like Duwad and Oshawott, the goats. I wasn't supposed to survive this. I was supposed to die immediately. When do I... what do I talk about for the rest of this? I guess my plans for the Pokemon game? Yeah, I have no other ideas. God damn it, I was supposed to die in this fight. Damn. Oh well. So I have just caught a Bidoof, which is gonna be my HM slave, so he's gonna learn, like... the neat thing about him is that he can learn Surf, because, you know, he's a fucking water type. Even though, throughout all of my childhood, I thought both him and B-Barrel, his evolution, was just pure normal, but no, I think they're normal water. At least B-Barrel is. But Bidoof is my first member of the team, and then I'm also gonna get a fucking Shinx. Because of course I want a fucking Luxray. That is the obvious. That's basically the only obvious answer to an electric type. And then I'm gonna actually do the crazy thing that I'm gonna skip out on getting a Staraptor. Or a Starly, I'm not gonna get a Staraptor. What I'm gonna do is I am hopefully, at the end, I'm gonna get a Hunchcrow. Hopefully, I don't really know how day and night cycles work in terms of the emulator. But I guess that's a way I'm gonna find out, because Hunchcrow, I can't remember the name of the little guy, but the big guy is gonna name holy shit. I am having a stroke. Pause. So, Hunchcrow only spawns at night. Hunchcrow's devolution only spawns at night. At some point, I don't even remember when or where, but I'm gonna have to do some research on that, because I've always just loved Hunchcrow for some reason. He's goated. He's awesome. He's crazy goated. And I think you can get him like fairly early on, and by that I mean like about Gym 4. I think you can get him in the forest. The forest that... Okay, I'm just talking to myself at this point. So there is a point in the game, right, where you have to follow some girl into the forest because she I don't know, she's afraid to go herself or something. She needs protection, and she can heal you, which is essentially just, she heals you after every fight, so it's the ultimate place to, like, just level up and farm, because you get healed instantly when you win a fight, so you don't actually have to go back, and it's just the easiest fucking place to grind. And that also, it has, like, a haunted mansion and stuff. It's also, it's just very, like, sinister, I guess, but in a cozy way. Sinister cozy. And it just, I don't know, I have no facts to back this up, but it just feels like a place that a Hunchcrow devolution would be. I really gotta find the name for this guy instead of calling him Hunchcrow. But, you know, that's gonna be my flying type, so that I can actually fucking fly everywhere. And the rest of them, I don't know, I'm gonna figure them out. I don't really know what I'm gonna do for fire type, because that's what Gen 4 has always been kinda terrible about, is fire types. Because the only viable ones really are a Ponyta, which is kinda mid, at least I think it's mid. I have never played with a Ponyta before. And then an Infernape, which is a starter, which I have not chosen, because I really wanted Turtwig. I really wanted the little turtle guy instead of the little monkey guy. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do for the fire type. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here. So I have no actual plans in terms of, like, who's gonna join. But, like, that's my roster so far. Turtwig, Bidoof, and Hunchcrow. Yes sir, and Shinx, of course, Shinx. So 2 spots need to be filled out. Maybe I can replace Shinx, because I don't want the basic platinum team that everybody goes for, which always involves a Luxray. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about that. Review of today's run, absolutely atrocious, but I did not expect... yeah. Good night.